Hi, for question 1b, they ask us to draw a curve for acid hx in comparison with the curve for the hy. So whenever we need to draw a curve, the titration curve, we need to know the initial pH to start with, okay? Then we also need to know the volume of the strong base that needed to neutralize the solution, and also we need to know the equivalence point. So equivalent points will be like the middle point of the segment that the straight line here, okay? So that will be the equivalence point for the hy, and then we can see that it's about like 9 for the pH, and it makes sense because for the weak acid titration, the pH at the equivalence point is above 7. It doesn't have to be 7, okay? And then we also see that here, the pH initial between hx and hy, as we have concluded from the previous question, is that the pH for the hx is higher. That's why hx should start somewhere above that point to be like about 3, right? I would read from this one is that 3 is the initial point for the hy. Let me change the color to have it as purple to match with the line for the hy, okay? So actually we don't know how much is the hx, so I just pick any point random here above the value 3, okay? Next, because they start with the same initial concentration, that's why we just need the same volume of the base to neutralize the solution. So then the volume still have to be the same, like 50 millimeter here. That's why the equivalence point for the H curve should be also on the same straight line, this one, okay? And finally, we know that the pH at the equivalence point will increase if the Ka decrease. So what does it mean? It means that we know that from here, the Ka of Hx is less than the Ka of Hy. So it means that the pH of Hx at the equivalence point should be higher. It means that that point should be higher than 9. So I will pick a point here, and we just know that the rest of the curve should be the same. So then I just pick a point here as long as it's above the 9 values, okay? And then that will be the midpoint for the segment of the straight line of X on this line. So then from there, I got this is the segment for the hx. This is the rest. And then just now connecting this point and this point, and we should know that the curve here, it should have a rise portion here to be smaller compared to the stronger one here. Hy is a stronger one, okay? So that's why it's just like less curve here. So this is the curve for the hx, okay? So remember these key things. First, initial pH. Second, the equivalence point should be higher than 9, and also the rest should be the same, and this one should be less steep compared to this one. Okay, thank you. Good luck.